Hey everyone, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I think everything's working. So, get YouTube. There we go. Get rid of that echo. Yeah, so back in Zimbabwean bush, coming at you. It's nearly dark. That's probably fine that you can't see me because I'm covered in muck. We had to dig a Land Cruiser out of a riverbed earlier today. But yeah, things are all good here. Just made some chicken on the fire. So yeah, I've got some charts to look at here. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. That's Aave. That's one of the things you should be buying. We've tried to lock the kids up in the house, but one of them's leaking out. Yeah, so been a good day, I think, for TradFi. Been a choppy day for crypto, but things are looking up now. I think the main catalyst for today has been retail sales and jobless claims in the US. So if I just take a look here at the VIX, you can see the VIX has been, this is the 3-day chart. This is the volatility event we had not last Monday, the Monday before, has absolutely been smashed to smithereens back down to a very palatable level. Below 20 is a good place to be on the VIX, and we're back at 15. So things looking pretty healthy there. Basically what we've seen is a flash crash. You can see here in 2015, 2018 started the bear markets, and the big one here is the COVID crash. These were massive volatility events of a similar scale to what we saw 10 days ago, roughly. But they took a lot longer to play out because there was a more significant longer term black swan in play. So yeah, things looking good. For TradFi coming back to the uptrend, you can see here the Nasdaq absolutely chatting off the uptrend line. This uptrend is still fully intact. That's a log chart uptrend. So let's fix that. But yeah, that's looking really good. It's making its way back towards the 20K level. Maybe it corrects tomorrow, going into the end of the week. But let's see. Looking really healthy. Before we look at Bitcoin, just have a quick look. So yeah, these are crypto-related stonks, which tend to behave differently to crypto stuff because they're stocks and they're correlated to things like the Nasdaq and whatever index they're in. So coins had a reasonable day coming out of the SPY zone that it smashed into due to that black swan. And this is the mining ETF, WAGMI, the Valkyrie ETF for Bitcoin miners. So this thing looked really bullish until quite recently, mid-July. It looked like it was breaking out of this wedge formation. Since then, when we had the recent sell-off, it smashed its way down to the bottom. Looked like it was going to fall through its own ass out of this wedge, which would have been bad. But it's actually clinging to the trend line, so it's looking a lot healthier. Basically, this recent black swan has been bundled with 3 different things. The one is the unwind of the Japanese carry trade. The other is general recessionary affairs in the US. People concerned that the US is slipping into recession. And the other is the geopolitical stuff with Iran and Israel. So the recessionary fears, that was something I was watching. I was kind of concerned about. And I think with the data that we've had with CPI yesterday, PPI the day before, those are 2 basic inflationary metrics to figure out what level of inflation you're dealing with consumer goods, also with manufacturing stuff, the demand. Those are showing us that things are not as bad as people feared. And then that was confirmed today with the retail sales report, which is a monthly report. That's basically showing you that retail, the demand level is quite healthy. It's not recessionary. It's higher than was predicted. So those two things, CPI coming in quite low, so not hugely inflationary, paired with the retail demand being high, that to me seems bullish, because it's kind of a signal that the Fed needs to accommodate a relatively healthy economy. So I've seen a lot of people saying, okay, retail demand is healthy, there's not going to be rate cuts. But at the same time, the Fed has been behind the curve. They've been running monetary policy quite tight for a long time, the whole higher for longer regime. I think what these reports are showing is that that needs to change, and perhaps a bit more of an accommodative regime. And now that we're coming into the US election, I think that makes it even more likely that we're going to see that kind of thing. So that, yeah, to me, that's a good situation for both crypto and for TradFi. So yeah, with that, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Everybody's waiting for this range to break up or down. These levels are marked out. I've been kind of looking at these for quite a while. Let me just make some space here. So basically, let's change this to a daily chart. It's more interesting. Obviously, we dumped down to here 10 days ago with the big carry trade sell-off. Bounced nice and hard out of there. Never revisited this level, this 52K level. Chatted through this first hurdle here at 57K. And since then, it's been support. We seem to have flipped it to support. If I zoom right in, guys are freaking out today. But basically, Bitcoin is just ranging. I marked out a range. It wasn't on this chart. Let's have a look. Is it here? Yeah, there it is. So this is just on the 15-minute chart. This is just an obvious range to me where Bitcoin is ping-ponging between this 57K level, and up here is basically the next resistance level that if we go back to the daily charts, let's go back to this one with all the levels. Not that one, this one. Yeah. So if we just turn on this MA, and what we want is 200 MA on the daily charts. So the 200 daily moving average is your bull bear pivot. When we lost it here, it took us about 10 days to reclaim. When we lost it back here in August of 23, it was about a month. And when we came out of that, that was when we kicked off the big bull run for Bitcoin, starting here at around 28K, all the way up to 74. So to me, what we're trying to do now is reclaim this MA. Like below here, things are bearish. Above, you're in a bull market. So it's kind of, I'm not a big MA guy, but if there's any important moving average, it tends to be the 200-day moving average. Wall Street and whoever else will use that just as a very basic rule of thumb heuristic for determining whether any chart is in a bullish regime or a bearish regime. So I don't know how long it's going to take to reclaim this, but that looks to me like what we're working on. Drew these squiggles back on like the 9th or the 10th, and it's been playing out so far. So I haven't been freaking out by what's been happening here, because it's respected this level quite well. I didn't expect us to chat back above this straight away, because it's quite a major thing to reclaim. And you can see this was much quicker than the last time we lost it, and it still took us 10 days. So yeah, liquidity is coming back. If we look here, liquidity indicators here, global liquidity index. Let's wait for that to. That's the best one to look at. Let's get one that shows up in its own pane. This M2 one is interesting. So let's get rid of RSI. Make some room here, and look at the settings are fine. So basically, you can see we're at new highs for global liquidity. So, and this is the M2. This is global money supply. So basically, how much cash is being injected into the system. And you can see we're at all-time highs basically since the beginning of August. This is going to show up in the Bitcoin chart. eventually. It's already showing up in the gold chart. Let's have a look at gold. Gold tends to respond to stuff pretty quickly as well. It's also a hedge against monetary debasement. Rates have been crashing, and that tends to be in deflationary periods is when gold tends to do well. You'll find with gold, it's a hedge against recessions. Recessions happen when rates crash, when you get deflationary rates. Yeah, I was about to go and shout at those people. So, when rates come down, then gold pumps, especially if people are worried about recession, geopolitics, all the stuff that people have been worried about recently. And you can see here how it's pushing towards new highs as global liquidity increases. So you can pretty much equate global liquidity pumping with monetary debasement. I mean, that's how you get new cash injected into the system. So also what tends to happen, this is an interesting chart. I'll just bring it up on Twitter. This guy, Charles Edwards, he has some great Bitcoin charts, and he posted a tweet the other day basically looking at gold. This is the one. Basically, gold has been roughly since the last cycle, 2020-ish, when we got huge amounts of money printing. That was definitely a recessionary period initially, and gold pumped. Here's gold in black. Gold price lagged 3 months from the Bitcoin price. So I think what's roughly happening here, I mean, this is obviously exciting, looking how well gold's done in the last few months and how much we've lagged gold. This kind of implies that we're going to catch up. So I think roughly what's happening here is you getting deflationary busts where rates come down. So it's a risk-off period. When things are risk-off, you have two key choices. You can risk off into treasuries or you can risk off into gold. If rates are going higher, people tend to risk off into treasuries. If they're coming lower, people tend to buy gold. So you can see gold pumping as rates crash into the COVID crisis. And then as easing follows those rates crashing, that's when Bitcoin pumps. So that's something hopefully to look forward to. I said in Discord today, I feel like I'm in one of those rapture cults waiting for shit to pump. You know, those guys who are just waiting to be pulled up by the ponytail up to heaven, and it doesn't happen. They keep moving the date forward. That's what it feels like. But yeah, good times are coming, rest assured. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. Don't know how long this consolidation is going to take. Maybe a week, maybe another 2-3 weeks. But I think things are looking up. This is just aggregated long shorts. This is still too high in my opinion. But let's just change to the daily chart on this guy. So my hope would be that as price, if and when price moves up to the top of the range here, that these longs will come down and give us a better market positioning to move to all-time highs and beyond, as it did here. You can see price moved up to the top of the range, people closed longs, and that gave you the juice you needed. So here you basically have an equal number of long to short accounts. Price moves up to the range high, people risk off, close longs, open shorts, and that gives you the juice you need for this massive, beautiful run up to 74K. We need to see that kind of thing again, but I think we will if we move up to range highs, because we've been punished every time we've gone to range highs. There's been a massive sell-off, and people are going to be trained to risk off as we go up there, and that'll be a good thing. So yeah, just to look at some charts before I get to memes. I want to kind of look at Zero and have a look at tell on you all those glowing eyes in the woods behind you. It's probably the fire that's gone out now. Yeah, just to have a look here at ARB. So super bullish charts. This giga long ARB. Bullish chart for me, out of shit that actually does something, excluding memes. Although there are not that many bullish memes around at the moment either, to be fair. Let's just have a quick look at the 4-hour, because this has been a beautiful accumulation range. So this blue line is the VWAP, volume weighted average price. So if you're accumulating, which you should be, this thing, you could use RSI. So these little circles are basically RSI is under 30 on the 4-hour. So showing you that the chart's oversold. Every time it's come down here, it's been a good accumulation opportunity. All these wicks to the low here, to the low side. Here again. Yeah, this is just a really good token to be accumulating, I think, with the DeFi resurgence that we're looking at the moment. I've talked about this on every stream. I don't want to bore you, but it's done well again today. I've been trading it and just maintaining a position. Every time it pumps, I sell a little bit. Let's just change this to a log chart. Just give us a better looking chart. So we've got this downtrend that we're about to challenge, hopefully, probably around the 120 area. We're at 110 roughly now, and holding this high time frame support. Aave's got a bunch of interesting proposals at the moment that they're trying to decide if they're going to do, but I'm pretty confident that they are going to turn on a fee switch and start returning fees to token holders, which is a massive thing. Then there's a bunch of other proposals. I think they're looking at removing slashing for stakers or something like that. So I'm not confusing it with something else, but I've got a video lined up. I need to watch on it. But yeah, basically my trigger for Aave was this monthly super high time frame monthly MA cross back in January. Just highlight that right over here. And price hasn't moved. I mean, it's moved like 25%, not multiples, but it's basically been consolidating and compressing, and you can see how it's riding this MA. So I think there's a big move brewing, which I'm keen to capitalize on. Yeah, and then another chart's looking really good at the moment. Also, an MA cross setup is layer 0. I'm super bullish on this long term. The only issue for me is it's quite high FDV, but I'm not sure if there are major unlocks coming in the near future. So we should have some room for it to run. This is just a long that I took the other day. I've since closed it and just reopened it. It's just looking super bullish, just like these high lows. It pumped up here. I closed my long into like there was some resistance up here. If I turn this on, you can see this wick over here. Once we hit that, I closed the long because I felt like it was going to retrace. It came all the way back down to my entry, and then earlier today I reopened, and this MA cross is still valid. So I think if we hit this once or two more times, it's probably going to relent and price is going higher. So yeah, that's looking really good. Today's not been a great day, but charts are starting to look better since TradFi's done really well out of this retail sales report. Yeah, let's have a quick look at Chud. It's just a meme that jumped out at me. I was running through my memes watch list. I don't have a bag of this, but it looks decent. I like the way it's broken this downtrend with the bull div over here, price coming much lower, and RSI just chatting higher the whole way. Reclaim this big point of control, reclaim the VWAP over here. That's kind of what I look for on a meme retrace. Some people buy them way down here because they know which wallets to look for, clipping in and all that kind of business. I'm not very good at that. But yeah, on a technical level, this thing looks like it's turning around. And then the other one is Billy, which I do have a bag of. I was kind of worried about it this morning, but it's held this support, quite nicely. Let's see if that holds into the daily close. I think it will. Mitch has been pumping this thing. He's one of the guys that Dan tends to watch. I think he's involved with Retardio. I showed the tweet yesterday. I don't have it to hand today. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. Is anyone in the chat? Meatfish, do you want to look at anything? Is there any requests? Otherwise, I'm probably going to keep this guy quite short today. Let's get rid of the full screen on this. What else can we look at today? FTM's not looking too bad, but also maybe a bit early to be looking at longs for that. Wales is a piece of shit. Lost too much money on that Wales market thing. Let's have a look at AI. Oh yeah, Arweave. People were talking about Arweave earlier today. Oh, the ohm chart. Ohm, as in what, the old Ponzi ohm or some meme? Which ohm do you mean, dude? As in like the last cycle Ponzi ohm, as they are Ponzi pumping it until they implode. It doesn't seem to be moving much. Olympus Star. I wouldn't even know where to find that. I haven't looked at that in like 5 years or something. I made some cash out of last cycle, but my memory's not that good beyond like last week. Looks like it's trying to make a comeback, eh? I don't know. Maybe above there. Let's see. Let's get the view up. Let's have a look. That's the levels on this thing. Volume profile. Let's get the not the volume profile. 96. Yeah, this thing's been weirdly going sideways, but also going up for quite a long time. What is that? Jan 24, so for like 7-8 months. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for this thing, you want to know what's changed algorithmically. It's a Ponzi, so you need people to be piling into it. I don't know. Is there any? I would look at stuff like Cato to see if there's any mindshare growth, because any Ponzi is like, it's greater fool. You know, you need people to be coming in and buying this thing. Don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with this, to be honest. But kind of looks promising if it makes a higher high over here. Don't know. Shit. Crazy. I don't even know if I'm looking at the right chart. Can I do DMT? Sure. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of bear chain. What are they moving it to bear chain? Okay, that's interesting. They're using the treasury to buy ohm, lock it to borrow DAI, then buying more ohm with the DAI, then continue. Yeah, it sounds like standard Ponzi stuff. Sure, let's have a look at DMT. Basically sounds like they're trying to generate an extra pump, probably. Yeah. DMT. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to recover this old range. Let's just have a look. Let's keep the VWAP in there. So yeah, this mid-range level kind of matters. Say around there somewhere. Top of these weekly candles here. you want to get back inside this range for any major hopium, but it's not too bad the way it's almost held the 50 level on the RSI. Let's see what the stochastic's doing. Give you an idea of direction. Looks like it's trying to bottom. Might still get some more price action down here. If you're looking to enter, I assume you've probably already got a bag, but if you were looking to enter this thing, you would probably set some bids down here, like 40 and below, down to 30, because you might test this level again. Yeah, because it's stochastic. This could take another couple of weeks if it is going to turn around. But you do want to see it kind of reclaim this 50 level on the RSI as well. If the RSI starts trending higher, that'll be a good sign along with the stochastic. Yeah, and you just want to get the weekly closing back inside this range, and then you've got some sort of good chance that it's going to head towards the mid-range up here at 86. That's what I would look for. Yeah. Chat disconnected. Why? That's not good. Seem to have lost everyone. Okay. Yeah, that's got a bit of a short stream today, guys. But it's our last day in the bush, so we'll be in a hotel tomorrow and do a longer stream. I'll have a shower. There'll be electricity, all of those good things. Cool. Chat to you all tomorrow if you're still here. Olympus seeded bearer. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. Zeus from Olympus. It's coming back to me now. Enjoy the bush. Thanks, 563. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Cool. Chat to you guys soon. All the best.